I did it. I had to learn along the way, and some of the lessons along the way, I figured, at first my mom had this saying, maybe your mom has something similar. My mom had this saying, doctor, lawyer, or failure. Venus wasn't fully developed till after graduate school. Do whatever you want. As long as you're a doctor or lawyer, do whatever you want. And so, exactly. It's probably worse than rabbi. But I started out wanting to be a doctor. So I was playing football in college, and my very first play my freshman year, my gift in football was I could run scared faster than most people could angry. So I was super fast. And my freshman year, he put me as what was called a bullet on the kickoff team. You run down and you tackle the ball carrier. So my very first college football game, my mom's in the stands, still doesn't even know football. She just thought I looked cute in my pants. And so do the other boys too, I'm sure. Single mom. Anyways, I remember lining up going, I'm going to show everybody that I'm making the NFL. So flying down the field, of course I got there first, and I just slam into the guy. Thinking, this is it. Got there first, easy tackle. Next thing I know, I'm literally flying backwards onto my back, and this guy stepped on me. They kept running. Now, later I found out this guy's name was Christian Okoye. His nickname, by the way, the next year in the NFL, as he was the AFC Player of the Year, was the Nigerian Nightmare.
Wow.
He's a close friend of mine now, and it took me years not to have nightmares, but I still run. I have his first signature, which is his size 13 shoe. With my name cemetery on my chest. UZ. So the Nigerian Nightmare, I remember lying on my back saying, doctor, lawyer, or what. So I was pretty bad. After the season, I went to go see my brother who was a doctor. And I visited him in the hospital and get a gear on kind of what was going on. And he looked at me, and I looked around the hospital, and he said, what's the matter, David? I said, I hate hospitals. He said, what? He said, you're going to be a doctor. I said, I know, but I'm going to be a sports doctor. I'm going to be in locker rooms and sidelines. And he looked at me, more puzzling look than I had. And he goes, and gave me, this one you gotta write down. This is the best advice maybe I ever had gotten. He looked at me and he said, David, you need to be more interested than interesting. You gotta be more interested than interesting. And those were the guideposts for the values that got me to where I am today, because without being more interested, I wouldn't be here today seeking the wisdom and the faith that's necessary to shorten the distance of resistance that we crave from us and our source. And so I decided my mission is to be rich. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm not just going to be any kind of lawyer. I'm going to be an oil and gas litigator, the highest paying lawyer. And I'm going to be the best oil and gas litigator. And so I found the school that had the most oil and gas litigators that got paid the most money. You see how this all works out when you're intentional about what you do, when you start doing, saying, feeling, believing that you can be where you want to be and better, regardless of how silly it is or not. Because it only matters to you. It's not what other people think, what's missing, or what you don't have. It's where I wanted to be for the reason of buying my mom a house and a car. If my reason was to save the environment, I would not have chosen to be an oil and gas litigator. And so I went to Tulane University, which leads the world in maritime law, because they teach international law, civil and common law. And I did what it took. I was extremely intentional in law school. I did, said, believed, felt everything I needed to be an oil and gas litigator. And lo and behold, when I was graduating, I got a $150,000 a year job in 1992.
Wow.
Out of law school, in a recession, in 1992, plus bonus to be an oil and gas litigator. But that wasn't enough. Because my maritime law professor was the number one publishing lawyer for West Publishing. He wrote the Louisiana Treaties, the Civil Code, the Napoleonic Code. This is amazing that I ended up being the Napoleon Hill Institute's chairman. The Napoleonic Code. And he said to me, David, before you accept that job, why don't you interview for this job? And so I asked him that question I always ask people, how much does it pay? Because I didn't care what it was. I didn't care. If somebody told me, and I used to tell my friends, if somebody told me, I will pay off all your law loans and buy your mom a house and a car if you shovel shit with your hands 6 days a week, 12 days, 12 hours a day, I would have done it in gratitude. I would have learned to love what I was doing for the reason, the purpose of buying my mom a house and a car and getting rid of my law loans. But he didn't say that. He said, yeah, there's this job that pays $250,000 plus commission and paying $250,000 a year to sell legal research on the internet from the publishing company that pays me $1 million to write the civil treaties, the Civil Code, the Napoleonic Code. I said, $250,000 is more than $150,000. I'll take this job. And I got that job. And I went to my mom, my advisor, my counsel, my North Star, and I asked her, what should I do? To be an oil and gas litigator, or I can sell legal research on the internet. And without blinking, she looked at me and she said, son, you need to be a real lawyer. The internet's a fad. Nobody ever will make money on the internet. Take the law job. And that's when I got another valuable lesson for my friend to write down. I learned a very valuable lesson. Just because someone loves you, and trust me, my mom loved me too much. She thought too highly of me. She gave me what I tell my daughter every day, and my other two daughters and my son. She made sure that I knew she loved me, she was proud of me, and she had my back. When I stepped out the door after finding out my mom passed, I told my wife in tears, I don't feel intimate. I don't feel it anymore. Because I lost those ingredients. That she loved me, she was proud of me, and she always had my back. So I tell my kids every day, the same way I tell my mom. I took my mom's phone back, by the way, the only thing I inherited from my mom. She's on my plane anyway. Thanks. But I took her phone back. Then every day, including today, I at least text her that I'm happy, I'm healthy. I love her and appreciate her. If you're going to take away, if you're not telling your parents every day that you are happy, you are healthy, you love them and appreciate them, I promise you, someday you might regret not doing so. I will also tell you, it makes your life really easy. When you do that, when your mom knows you're happy, healthy, that you love her and appreciate her, she'll stop making you drive an hour and go fix her screen door. Because that's the only reason my mom made me do that. Because I suck at handyman shit. And I'm rich enough to pay someone to do handyman shit. And I could never understand why my mom made me drive down to her aisle to fix a screen door. It didn't make any sense until I realized when I was a parent, oh shit, she doesn't know that I'm happy, I'm healthy, that I love her and appreciate her in the same way I know that she loves me, she's proud of me and always at my back. So I just made sure I told her consistently every day. Because we know the most important things as a parent and as a partner, a boss, and a friend is to be annoying. Right? That's how people learn, by annoying things like being repetitive and being honest. Your kids hate it, but they also love it. Because you're planting seeds under a tree that you may never sit under. So be annoying to as many people that you can. That makes a great teacher, coach, and mentor. So I learned that just because someone loved me doesn't mean they give me good advice. In fact, I learned later on in life, there's two types of people. There's ignorant people, people that don't know what they don't know, And then there's ignorant people that don't know what they don't know. Now there's two different types of ignorant people. There's the ignorant, humble people that admit, hey, I don't know what I don't know, but here's my experience with that. Make your choice align with where you want to be about. And then there's these other people over here that are really dangerous people, the ignorant, arrogant people. They know they don't know what they don't know, but they give you advice out of fear. Out of fear. The east ones that is diverse, especially with social media, are the haters. I hate you, David Meltzer. You stole gratitude. What the fuck was that mean? I stole it. I'm a keep it then. Steal it from me. Fucking idiot. That's easy, right? Every one of those idiots on my social media, I give them my straight out cell phone number. As I will to you, whether you hate me or love me, I will get your pens out. This is my cell phone. If you need help, call me and leave me a voicemail. 858-688-3294. That is not the text number I give on Clubhouse and everywhere else that you can get invited to all the cool shit with cool people. That's different. That's a community, a text community. It's a marketing tool to get to elevate your awareness. This is my cell phone to help you. Leave me a message. I will get back to you personally. That is my real cell phone, lady. Call it more often than I did it. She texts too much. But these ignorant, arrogant people, when I literally got into life, it wasn't the haters, right? The people that are literally creating an energy suck. The people that, these are the people that I want them to think I am instead of I am. The people that scare me are the ones who give me advice out of fear, who love me the most. Like my mom. Think about it. Why do we have to take a double take on the people that love us the most, the friends, the family that love us the most? Why should we take a double take on it? Because most of our friends and family, if you have the right ones, they're more afraid for you than they are for themselves. So they're going to give you advice to keep you safe. So they're going to tell you, don't do this. Be a lawyer. Go to college. Do this. They don't know. Remember, there's only two types of people. If you're a faith-based person, you know there's only two types of people. Ignorant people and ignorant people. We don't know what we don't know. My whole faith is based off of the fact that when there's no evidence at all for my human intellect, when there's no evidence or the evidence is contrary to where I want to be, then I have faith that that's putting me, promoting me, protecting me, and perfecting me to where I'm supposed to be. And that's hard. As you know, within my journey, which I'll tell you, imagine losing everything, over $100 million, and having to tell your mom the only reason you wanted to be rich was to buy her a house, that you had lost everything, including her home, and she had to move. There was no evidence that I was where I wanted to be or better. There was only contrary evidence that I was going to get to where I wanted to be or better. But I knew by the look on my mom's face that eventually the evidence would reveal itself, that I would be saved with a revelation that wisdom and faith will shorten the distance of resistance I was giving my life by surrounding myself with the wrong people and the wrong ideas. Because when I told my mom that I had lost everything, tears coming down my face, and her only concern is, are you okay? Are the kids okay? Is your wife okay? And I said to her, no, I lost your home, you need to move. She said, oh, you need some money? I said, no, you're not listening, Mom. I lost your home, you need to move. Why is God punishing me, Mom? You told me that I'm protected, promoting, loved, and perfected. How can this happen to me? I don't believe in God. And she smirked at me. Oh, sweetheart, you believe in God. You just believe in the wrong God. Protected, promoted, loved, and perfected. My eulogy was about protected, promoted, loved, and perfected. Because my faith was derived from the fact that in order to live my life in protection, promotion, love, and perfection, I just couldn't rely on my mom. And it was cemented yesterday. because I had to believe in something bigger than me. If I was going to be a resource to over 1 billion people, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, if I was going to be a resource, I needed a source that was omniscient, all-knowing. I needed a source that is all-powerful, that loved me more than my mom. And when I realized I have that, my life has changed forever. So despite my mom telling me to be a real lawyer, I took the sales job. 9 months out of law school, despite Justice Scalia in my second month of my job, when I got to show Westlaw in 1992 to the Supreme Court of the United States, my favorite Supreme Court justice, Justice Scalia, said to me after seeing Westlaw on a 9600 baud modem with an XD computer that I wheeled on a luggage cart with a monochrome screen, he looked at me and he said, "Son, nobody will ever do research on a computer. You need books."
Oh my God. That is so.
Ignorant arrogance, even from our heroes. I see it in AI today all the time. People are more afraid of the things that make us more human. They're so afraid of the things that make people are afraid. They're afraid of fire. They're afraid of hammers. They're afraid of the internet. They're afraid of cell phones. I laughed at Mark Cuban when he said to me, "I'm not going to allow anybody into the Maverick Center with a cell phone. It'll distract from the NBA." Ignorant arrogance. You're either humble or you're about to be. So 9 months out of law school, millionaire. Bought my mom a house and a car. And then from there on, 3 years later, we sold the company to Thomson Reuters for $3.4 billion with a B in 1995. $3.4 billion with a B in 1995. My life had changed forever. Money had bought me love and happiness. I had faith in one thing, myself. I had faith in me. I went from a world of not enough, where I was a victim, everything happening to me, to the world I thought I was supposed to be living in, the for me world, everything happens for me. I give more and receive more. It was all working just the way my mom promised it would work. Trading and negotiating, comparing, competing at the highest levels. As I moved on in my career, more and more money. I was CEO of Samsung's data division. We had the world's first in 1999 at 31 years old, the world's first convergence device, which is now called a smartphone. It was a Windows device, not an Apple device. And then, by the stroke of God, I ended up being the CEO of the most notable sports agency in the world. So not only was I worth over $100 million, but now I had access to what billionaires couldn't afford to, the sidelines at the Super Bowl, backstage at the Oscars and the Grammys. Are you kidding me? I married my dream girl from the 4th grade who had hated me since the 6th grade. For good reason. I asked my wife at 6th grade camp, through a friend, so I was too afraid, to go stay. And she looked at him and she said, "No, tell him to just be himself." And then my best friend told everybody, "Dude," she said, "no, embarrass me." So of course, when I got home, I threw an egg at her, hit her in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
Asked her why she was so ugly. Threw rocks at her. I don't know how I pursued my potential. We're still married today, 27 years later. So. I have a dream wife. I have 3 daughters under 10, one of them here today. The next one is smarter, more beautiful, and more kind than the next. I can't even understand. They don't text me enough. Yeah. And I had everything. And I woke up in my home in Rancho Santa Fe, running the most notable sports agency in the world, worth over $100 million. And I looked up at the ceiling and I said, "Oh shit." I knew that I was empty. So I tried to numb that emptiness. giving away money, buying things I didn't need to impress people I did like. Surrounding myself with the wrong people and the wrong ideas. And my mom warned me, I'm worried about you. My dad sent me a jacket when I was 30 years old. The first present I had gotten him since I was 10 when he forgot my birthday. My real father, he gave me a jacket. I was so excited. I opened it up and had no pockets. I called him. I'm like, what are you kidding me? You sent me a birthday present I can't even wear? He said, son, he said, I'm worried about you. You're just like me. I'm nothing like you, man. You are a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, overseller, back-end seller. I fucking hate you. He said, son, this is not to wear. This is to hang in your closet to remind you that you're just like me, that money will not buy you love and happiness. It's not going to fulfill you. I have lost everything thinking it would. Hang the damn jacket to remind you that you can't take anything with you when you're gone. 30 years old, on my birthday, my response, fuck you.
Yeah.
Ignorant, arrogance at its best. Ignorant, arrogance at its best. My mom's warning me. My dad, 6 years later, I'm running the most notable sports agency. My best friend, Rob, who asked my wife to go study for me in 6th grade camp, has been by my side through the whole journey. I called him and said, hey, man, I'm going to go to the Masters. I got a private jet, Warren Moon, Wayne Gretzky, Joe Montana. We're staying with the Nets jet party. They're sponsoring us. You're coming with me. I'm paying for everything. When do you want to go? I'm not going. What do you mean you're not going? To be honest, Dave, I'm worried about you. You're worried about me? Worry about the motherfuckers that are messing with me. I'm David Meltzer. I have everything I ever dreamed of. Don't worry about me. Worry about them. David, I'm worried about you. I don't like what you're doing, and I don't like what your friends are doing, and I don't want to be a part of it. And I said to him, man, I'm not doing what they're doing. Just come. I said, David, you can lie to me all day long. You gotta stop lying to yourself because you're going to end up dead, my friend. Ignorant arrogance at its best. Fuck you, Rob. 2 weeks later, my life had changed forever. I went to the Grammy Awards with Little John, the rapper. Lied to my wife, told her I had a business meeting because she had told me, don't go. You're not paying attention to business. You're not paying attention to the family. And I'm worried about the amount of partying that you're doing. Don't go. So I lied to her in arrogance. I went to the Grammy Awards, came home at 5:30 in the morning, a complete disaster. And as I walked up to my dream home, I can see the silhouette of my dream girl waiting for me. With my dream children and my dream home and my dream cars and my dream boat and my dream motorhome and dream planes and the dreams all around me. I'm walking up and I see it and I walk in and she's crying. I'm like, what's the matter? You're the matter. And I'm leaving. What? I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm worried about you. You're going to end up dead, and I got to take our 3 daughters from you because I can't have them be around this bullshit. I'm leaving you, and you better take stock in who you were and what you want to become, or you're going to end up dead. No better display of ignorant arrogance than that night when I looked at her and I said, are you kidding me? Look around you. Look around you. Who do you think did all of this? Fuck you. And I went to bed. I woke up in the morning more full of hate than I've ever been in my life. Thinking to myself, how am I going to take her joy of her happiness from her? Oh, I know the way that I got it. I'm going to take her money. I know so many great lawyers. I'm going to take her money. I'm going to take my kids. I'm going to take my house. Mine. I'm going to take it all because I did this and she can't have any of it and I'm going to destroy her. I looked over into my closet. I saw what jacket. I hadn't seen it forever. It was staring at me and I thought to myself, I do not hate my dad. I don't hate my mom. Don't hate my best friend Rob, and I certainly don't hate my wife. I hate myself. I will repeat, I am a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, an overseller, a back-end seller. And I hate myself. I sat there curled on my bed thinking about taking stock in who I am. Not what I want people to think I am, who I am. And that's when I came up. I am grateful. That gave me the perspective to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything in my life. I am forgiving. Forgiving myself so I can forgive others. To give me ease. I am accountable. I'm accountable not only being responsible in learning from what did I do as I am to be responsible for this, what am I supposed to learn from it, but also what did I do as I am to attract it into my life, and what am I supposed to learn from it? And even furthermore, what am I participating in a perception of, and what am I supposed to learn from it? To give me control. By giving up control, which led me to the fourth value of effective communication. It wasn't just how do I get rid of the dis-ease of effectively communicating with people. It was how do I identify and shorten the distance of resistance or the dis-ease of my life between me and the omniscient and all-powerful that loves me, protects me, promotes me, and perfects me more than my mom. No longer was I worried about this is what I think or this is what I want people to think. It is strictly I am. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? And what I learned that I was doing to interfere with it is something that everybody does. They react to fear. See, I've spent millions of dollars on therapy, millions of dollars on personal development, trying to figure out what I'm afraid of. I can tell you I'm still on that journey, but I realize it's too big. I'll never figure it out. I'll enjoy the process of learning what I'm afraid of or thinking about what past lives have caused me trauma, what the womb trauma is, my infant trauma, toddler trauma, tween trauma, my teen trauma, my 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and I'm looking forward to my 60s trauma. And trying to figure out what I'm afraid of. But I've learned one thing that's helped me understand this idea of I am, what am I doing to interfere with it? We have something better. How do I react to that fear? Because the fear is omnipresent. The fear will, no matter how much money you have, how happy you are, how big you think anything, how close you are to everybody, it doesn't matter. Pain will be there and fear will be there every single day. But God gave us a gift, a reaction to fear. You don't need any therapy to know when you're pissed off. You don't need any therapy to know when you're worried, angry, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, guilty, resentful. And I promise you, when you're reacting to fear in these trajectories, in these directions, you are interfering with your source. You are less of a resource than your source. No matter what religion, philosophy, spirituality, or theories you believe in, you need to believe in I am. I am a resource here. I have been given a body, and I'm here to learn lessons, and the lessons will keep on coming until I learn them. And the best way to learn more lessons and get to where I want to be better, to live in my divine direction, is to make the detours divine as well. Make the detours divine as well by understanding the clues and the patterns of how you react to fear with a need to be right, a need to be offended. Shorten the distance of resistance, not only seeking wisdom, by asking for help, but more importantly, having faith there's something bigger than you that loves you, protects you, promotes you, and perfects you more than your mom. And unlike our moms, it's omniscient, it's all-knowing, no ignorance, and all-powerful. Imagine, I tell people all the time, they're like, how the hell are you here with this much energy? You're 57 years old, you're not a physical specimen living in 600 pounds running marathons. How do you have so much energy? I'll tell you what I'm really good at. Not interfering with it. That's how I have so much energy. I'm just really good at not interfering with the same energy we all have. We all have the same amount of energy. What are you doing to interfere with it? Learn to understand what you do to react to your fear, to accelerate in the wrong direction. Instead, I'm going to give you the secret, and then I'm going to take some questions. When your mind, body, and soul are on fire, it's obvious and instant. When you're mad, resentful, angry, separate, you will know instantly. You don't got to call the therapist. Don't logic it out. Reason it. It doesn't work. They're two different frequencies. Emotions and logics, they don't talk to each other. Intellect, intuition, and inspiration all have their own frequency. What I want you to do next time is make it easy. So don't try to go over it, under it, through it, around it. Stop lying to it, cheating it, manipulating it, and denying it. When you have resistance in your life, when you react to fear in direction or trajectory not aligned with where you want to be or better, stop. When your mind, body, and soul are on fire, stop. Don't resist it anymore. Just stop. Breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. Drop the center to ease. And what I want you to do is to remind with the source. Recollect with your source. Remember your source. Because one of the rules of being human is not only you're given a body and life is about lessons, so keep on coming until you learn it, but you will forget every goddamn lesson you've ever learned. But here's what's great about these lessons. You know what the last rule of being human is? You can always remember. And now we have more technologies to assist us in remembering our source. So I want you to stop resisting it. I want you to drop down to center to ease. I want you to remind, remember, and recollect. I am. And then I want you to roll back into your divine direction. And next time the detour comes up, you will realize it is divine in its nature, even though the evidence is contrary or non-existent to getting you to where you want to be, because I'm protected, promoted, loved, and perfected at all times by something bigger than me that loves me more than my mom. When your mind, body, and soul are on fire, everybody knows what to do. You got to stop, you got to drop, and you got to roll. And I promise you, that we can all together remind, remember, and recollect with our source, we will live in appreciation. We will be one. We will have an infinite, unified system of thought in order to create abundance, more than enough of everything for everyone. You and I will all make more money, help more people, and have more fun than we've ever imagined. And if you do that, I promise you, you will be happy, joyful, passionate, purposeful, and profitable, and so why. God bless you. Thank you for honoring me and honoring mom.
Amazing.
Yeah.